Welcome back to Capital City. Alright, this is part 2 of Game On. We are continuing to build our leisure tourist district with a number of hotels and casinos and other attractions in the area here. Now, between part 1 and part 2, this video here, I filled in some trees in this area, put in some walking paths here. And we talked about in the first video about not putting a key in here and just leaving this kind of a rough, putting in some detailed brush and bushes and that type of stuff. But I like the way the key fits in here, and so I just went ahead and put it in there. One thing I did was just forgot to do the corners here. Do that real fast. I think they look better, look better sharp. And yeah, those aren't. No need to do those there. I think they look better in the 90 degrees there. But I did fill that in. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to place some buildings in here, do some work through here with some infrastructure, and plopping some buildings down. Now, our original plan was to run the monorail down this side of the peninsula and then bring it to the center and put a station in right here at the center of this main avenue stretching through the center of our district here. But I kind of changed my mind there. I thought more realistic, even though the civs, I guess is the proper term, in this game will walk a considerable distance to get to their destination, so they'll easily walk from this side to this side or anywhere in between. I think just realistically, to make it look a little better, we're gonna run the monorail through here and put a couple stations in, like in the center, and maybe just make it look a little bit more realistic as far as public transportation goes. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is we are going to fill this area in here, and obviously we need some, this is a hotel and casino district, so we need some hotels. So what I'm going to use is a hotel here that I downloaded, and it is the Marriott, and it is this one here. And the reason why I want to use this one is because it's basically, it's kind of a plain, I wouldn't necessarily say plain in details, but it doesn't have like the entry foyer and everything on the front as obvious as some of these other hotels do. Like this one here, it's obvious which side's the front versus the back, whereas this one, it could be either way. And I think in this particular situation where this is built off this main avenue, I think that the front of the hotel would be facing the avenue, but I think you would have to drive all the way down this avenue and then down this access road here, and then into this parking lot in order to get to the hotel. So the front, the back side of it would be actually be where you would check in at and stuff. So that's part of the reason why I used, I want to use this one. So we're going to place this right here. We don't want it too close to the monorail, but I think that works good. So I'm going to place that there. And then I thought what we're going to do is we will use a resort that comes with a creator pack. Comes with a Modern Japan Content Creator Pack. And love this resort. You'll see why here in just a minute. It's very detailed. There we go. So think I don't want to get it too close to the monorail. That looks good. That looks good. But if zoom in on this, love this resort here. Has the elevated ramp. The cars do actually go up that ramp. Second story here, and then they do use the parking stalls. If I would have any complaint at all about this, it would be that I think the parking stalls, the color needs to be a little bit darker. Because they kind of, the rest of the the game, parking stalls are a little bit more distinct from any altitude, whereas there it looks kind of blank. But you zoom in, you actually see that they are there. But also on the flip side of that, in real life, if you're looking at Google Earth or any sort of pictures of, not all parking lots are painted the same. Not all parking lots are equal. So, with that being said, that kind of mirrors real life, really. So, but that would be, it's, I love this asset. It is very detailed. It is great. I love it. Just use the surface painter and paint it in on the concrete there. And what we're going to do, there's multiple ways to do parking in the game. I tend to use these parking lot, the ones that are pre-built, just because I think it's the easiest way. It doesn't use nodes. It doesn't use segments. And they come in all different sizes, and there's multiple different creators. I downloaded this pack here that has 1x4, well, really 1x1s, 1x2s, by 3s, by 4s, by 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s. There's some of the newer ones that have handicap and electrical vehicles. Um, there's a number of different options there, so I love using these. This one here is parking lot 2020, which is a huge lot here. This will almost fit in here. Does work. Uh, yeah, there's enough. Looks like there's enough room for a lane through there. A lane through there. I'm going to move it over just a tad bit. Provide a little bit more side of the building here. I think that looks good. And then we're right on the sidewalk on this side, so I think we look there. So I don't think that's a problem. I'm going to go into the decals here um, and paint some more parking stalls on this side. Now we have a parking lane here. We have a driving lane right here to get to the front of the building. So what we want to do is try to line up these stalls right here, right like that, and then use well, there we go. Took me a minute to grab it, and the whole purpose of doing that was just to drag it straight down, but there we go. That works. So I think that works. Yeah. And then we'll go ahead and copy that. Flip that around. And one thing when you're doing your parking lots that I kind kind of noticed myself, I wasn't paying attention. Like some of these, those parking lots that are 1x8s, 1x7s, 1x1s, they have the lines in the middle between the parking stalls between there and there. So when you fill in these extras, you need to make sure that you still have the lines between those. And then some of the pre-made ones are made by different users, or excuse me, different asset creators. So they have no lines in between them. So obviously, when you're filling in the extras, you need to kind of make it match the rest of the parking lot. Uh, just a note, because I caught myself a couple times doing it the opposite. Like I would leave the lines in there or leave the spaces in there when the rest of the parking lot didn't have it, and I'd zoom out and go, wait a minute, that doesn't look correct. Place that there. Grab it again. Then I think we'll do one line. Yeah, I think we'll do one line on this side. And I noticed there was a little bit of terrain discrepancies here, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, there's like a little. So what we'll do, I wonder if it's because of this. So we're going to change this to this height. Let's see if that gets rid of it. And that does, okay. So for some reason when this was plopped, it changed the height of the terrain here. Which is normally okay, but sometimes you have cars that float. And so you want to make sure that everything is flat. They will adhere to the terrain, but you want to make sure that it's pretty flat because you'll get cars that'll be floating in there. Okay, the next thing, we have this filled in here, and I think that looks really good. I think that matches. You've got the resort hotel there with a smaller hotel in the back. We'll do some detailed landscaping with some grass curbs and stuff like that at a later time. But I think that right next to the mall, that works. And then I think we will move. I think we're going to move this station more towards this corner right here. Yeah, so it's right next to the metro or the monorail. So I think that that works. Okay, so the next step here, instead of bringing the monorail down the side of this coast here, I think we're going to move this and have it swing down through the middle so we can put another stop. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab a dirt road I just used as a guide road. And there's no node. There's one right here. There's one right here, but I want pretty close to this, and this is just a happy coincidence. This node works out perfectly right here. It's right next to the it's right next to the parking garage there, the shopping mall. So I think I'm just gonna drag this over and create a node in this road. Yeah, and then we're gonna leave this segment here. Delete these two. Node is still there. I'm gonna go over to my 2-lane monorail road. And we're going to go over 5. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I've got a station here that I downloaded from the workshop. That the station is actually on the vanilla station. I have one that sits off to the side, like this one, and then there is another one that is on the road, but it's one of these larger roads. I believe it is I think it's a 4-lane road. Yeah, it's 2 lanes on both sides. But I don't want anything that big. So what we're going to do, we are just going to use this station that I downloaded is the thin monorail station on road from the workshop. And I don't want it to stick out, like if I plopped it there, I can get it to cooperate. If I plopped it right there, half of it would be sticking out in the intersection, and I do not want it to do that. So I went ahead and went out 5 units. And as you can see, you can kind of pivot it and try to get it to be straight, which is pretty straight there. Actually, that's about as straight as you can get, I think. But another way you can do this, after playing with it for a while, if you go over 5 here, you have a little bit of a here, and you place this will automatically lock. It'll lock to this node, but it'll lock at an 180-degree angle on this node here. Even though it doesn't necessarily latch to this node, it still will lock at 180 degrees here, or at a straight line there. And I was having trouble getting it to be putting this road in, even if it's not the right distance, it still works. So now we can grab that road again, 2-lane, and just go out 5. Actually, I need to delete this. Out 5, okay. Make sure that node is locked, and it is. Okay, so we're good there. So now we're going to go ahead and grab the monorail tracks, just the standard vanilla ones. And curve that around there. And I'm going to drag this across here, just like that. Works perfectly. Now, one thing I am going to do here, actually should have held off on, I'll put that in just a minute. One thing I am going to do through all the way down here is I'm going to grab this WODK Studios _park_ grass number 6. It's a grass asset that works like a building, and it works as a park. But I have the 1x2 and the 1x4, and I use them constantly. If you've seen any of my other videos, I use them in mostly neighborhoods. I use them a lot in the airport to kind of represent a manicured or a well taken care of yard, and but I use them constantly. So what we're going to do, we are going to place these down this edge of the road, and you'll see what we're going to be doing here. We're going to place these all the way down. Okay, that's far enough for now. But we're going to place those all the way down, and you'll see why. So now we're going to go back to the monorail, and then we're going to continue it over 10. And I had to do that because when you put the monorail in, it erases the grid, and it won't let those grass parks won't allow you to place them. So you have to place them first, and then place the monorail on top of it. Alright, so that looks good there. Now, the next thing that we're going to do here, the building that I was looking at placing on this side of the monorail, that other side of the intersection, is no longer in my inventory here. So I don't know whether it was not updated and it dropped off the availability on the workshop. I'm not sure what happened there, but I do not see it, so we're going to have to make do with what we have, which is fine. We'll go to Plan B, and I was just looking one more time in case for some weird reason I missed it. Yeah. It was a hotel, but it had 3 towers that were connected at the top, and it's a popular building somewhere. I can't remember where it's at, but it's a resort location somewhere. I want to say it might actually be Dubai is where it's at, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's gone. So what we'll do is we'll go to this other building, Plan B here, and I thought that was in. Yeah. So we'll use this one. So I'm thinking we're going to put this right here, and I'm thinking, this strip. There's all sorts of weird. I'm modeling this casino strip off the strip in Las Vegas, obviously. The strip in Las Vegas, there's a lot of these unusual buildings. They have all different shapes. They each have their own little niche to the market. Some would say a gimmick for different things. So, each one of these buildings has its own little unique thing to it. This one here, just was standard hotel with a swimming pool. It looks like it's on the 3rd or 4th story up in the air, but it is kind of a high-end hotel there. But it's next to the casino, or catty corner for the casino, next to the shopping mall and the monorail station. So I think that would be excellent. So we're going to leave that. By the way, this building is the Executive Hotel, is the name of that building. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and fill in some more parking. One thing I noticed in looking at Las Vegas is that there is tons of parking back behind the casino strip. There's a lot of parking garages, and there's a lot of parking, just plain parking lots, but there's a lot of garages and different places to park off and kind of tucked away from the actual strip. But the strip is a 6-lane road, but there's not really a lot of like parking lots or parking garages on the strip itself. So we're going to use this large parking garage. Yeah, it's the downtown parking garage, and it's kind of huge. I mean, it's a big parking garage. I think it's the biggest one available in the workshop. Uh, if it's not the biggest, it's one of the biggest. It's pretty large here. So I'm gonna place it. Looking to see. I'm gonna go ahead and place this as kind of a trial here, because like I said, I originally had another building planned for this location. I want to place that like that. Let's see how that looks. Next to the clipping there for the umbrella, it looks pretty good. Can we move that over? Not much. It doesn't look like we really need that much. But you can see that stuff in there. But only once you get down at a certain angle. I kind of like that. I may still look for that other building on the workshop to see what happened to it, or may look for other options. I want to go ahead and fill this in here. And again, I'm kind of playing this right off the cuff here because it kind of threw me for a loop. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. If it wasn't for those benches being there. You know what? Just do that. Fill that in. It's not filling it in. There we go. Okay. Good deal. So I think that looks pretty good there. Yeah. Looks good. And then we should still have some tiles on this side to zone. So we'll go ahead and the 4. Yeah. Yeah, that looks really good. I like that. So not too bad, considering we just had to come up with that right off the right at the spur of the moment. But I think that looks pretty good there. I actually had this one planned. Had this one planned for right here on this side of the parking garage. So we'll have to come up with a new plan for that district or that area. But we'll take care of that. Okay. So we got that taken care of. We'll go ahead now. The problem here is I don't really want this road to continue down. Number one, we've got this pillar right here, and you can kind of get rid of that, but it manipulates the track. It makes the track look kind of weird. So there's really no way to do that. So what I did was I decided to move the road, run the road at a 90-degree angle this way, and then eliminate this. But the problem is, if you eliminate this road, it's a access issue for the parking garage. So what I decided to do was use this 2-lane plain street that I believe it comes with network. I believe it comes with network extensions. 2, I think, is what it comes with. That there. Originally ran it along this direction, but I think I'm just going to run it here. And then there is the parking garage entrance. So I think we're just going to run manipulate this just a little bit. Just a little bit longer. Yeah. And then run set at 90. Because the civs will drive straight into the parking garage from the access point, really, one of these 2 roads. So they don't really use this too much. So I'm just going to run it like right into the entrance. Yeah, I'm just going to run it right into the entrance there. Because they really don't use that road too much. Over at the airport, I ran roads all the way through both sides because I have access on both sides, and then I ran another center road from the center entrance point to a T position out here. So you actually have cars running through the parking garage itself. So not only do you have parking up here and cars visible on the different stories and stuff, you actually have cars driving through the streets inside there. So it kind of looks cool. Go ahead and fill this in with surface painter, which is the advantage of using that plain textured road, is it blends with the surface painter, and you can't tell it's there, but the entrances are there. So then what you can do is use the parking lots. And what do we have here? We have 3s. So I guess we could use the 3s all the way down here. Or we could use you could actually use the 8s. Yeah, we could use the 8s. So that's the right. So yeah, that there, there. And we'll have the left. See how that looks. Not really sure if I care for that, but I think we're going to leave it for now. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it for now. I like it better like that. Moving it back. There isn't enough room. I wish there was just a little bit more room. Again, putting this building here kind of threw off the math over here. Yeah. So, but that works. That's fine. So we'll leave that like that. Fill that in there. And then we'll go ahead and run plain road. We'll just run it down another 10, just like we had it before we put that in there. Alright, so that looks pretty good there. Alright, so we've got a little bit done here. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we need to go ahead and finish this area over here we have this detailed. It's not really heavily detailed, but it's about as detailed as it's going to get with this parking lot and everything. So I thought what we do, we go ahead and run another parking road through off of this entrance here. Um, just because I don't think they would put another one in down here. Although, to be honest, that might make more sense. That would be creating another. Well, not really. I was going to say it would be creating another node. But we could do that. That would just move the node over. Yeah. And then, so now we could just use, yeah, we can just use some parking there. So we'll use, actually we'll want to use left here. Um, I kind of like that. I do. So we use right. Alright, well, what we're going to do, let's see if this is the right there. Worked. Alright, pull it down. There we go. As much as I hate this, yeah, that issues again. Through and erase that again, because they'll still use this parking lot without this road. Go ahead. Um, but that gives it. Actually, I really don't like that. There is a curve there, I guess, but we're going to go ahead and leave that. Because there's a curve all the way around here, too. So we're just going to go ahead and leave that like that. Yeah. So we'll extend this around. And then this is actually the front side of this building. And this is where you go in, this door here. Uh, I'm not familiar with this hotel. I guess it's in Monte Carlo. I've never been there. So I'm not the the access is set up. As you can see, it's flashing. No asset. There, no uh, connection there. No access. So we have to run this road here. And then that should take care of the asset of the access. Excuse me, access. I know, easy for me to say. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and connect this road to this. Or 180 degree. Yeah, okay, that's what I wanted it to do. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull this in a little, though, because I want it to kind of be parallel with the building. This road here, I think we're going to leave it, though, because this is 180 degrees, or straight line all the way through here. Yeah, so as long as this road's parallel with the building, I think we're fine. So we'll go ahead and put in some more parking here. And let's see. It's too small for that. Yeah, and then maybe grab these, pull them over, so they match. Yeah, they're in line with this one here. And then does that give us any more? Yeah, they overlaps a little bit. That's okay. We can get that fixed, because we'll just move this over. There. And then I may go in and we'll probably go in and do some landscaping here. Maybe put some curbs in with some trees, or we may just run a yeah, we may just run a line of trees through there, through the backside of that is what we may do there. So I forgot which one I was on. There we go. Try this again. Alright, that looks good there. So now we have that done. And that parking is a little bit wide there, but I think that that fits, though, for the area. Okay. Let's see. Now I have something special planned for this area right here, running down, and it covers why there is a grass. I don't know what you'd call this grass area through here, down this this road here. Go. There we go. Okay, so now, pardon me, I'm going to have to rethink this, what building is going to go where, because like I said, this was originally on this side with a road running through here, so we're going to have to rethink the plan there, because that building was missing. And then I'm going to look on the workshop and see if maybe we can find out what's going on with that, or maybe maybe place it somewhere else, or maybe it just hasn't been updated or something like that. Who knows? Okay, well, I think that's going to do it for part 2. Doesn't look like we got much done, which we did, but we didn't. Finished off this area, finished this area here, and did the parking garage and the monorail station on this side here. And then I think we're going to do some parking through here, and I've got something else planned for this inner area here. But what you'll see here, hit that subscribe button. Feel free to leave me any comments or suggestions if you see something that you want to comment on, or maybe you have a suggestion on maybe how you think something would look better or something would be better. And hit that subscribe button. Share if you think somebody would like the video. And hit that like button. And we'll see you next time. This is Gomer Games. Thank you for your time.